Hey, Bill. Okay, no problem. Hey, how you doing, Bruce? Hope everything's well with you. Well, as you guys are coming in, I'll explain what I'm doing somewhat. I'm making a shade of gray using purple and cad yellow. All right. For the background, and I'm using water as the medium, not the glycerin, because I need it to dry a little faster since I'm doing this like straight from the beginning. So that's all I'm doing. Hitting a little darker on the bottom, a little lighter at the top. So if you guys got any questions, whatnot, ask away. Right now I'm just doing a series of X strokes just to get rid of the stroke lines. Going from the light to the dark, just X strokes. Like I said, I'm using water, I'm not using any medium. So it will dry a little faster. And lightly go back across left and right, just like so. There. You guys should see it a little bit better like that. And since I am using water, it's starting to buckle a little bit. This is not canvas or anything. This is 11 by 14-inch canvas paper. Canvas paper. I got watercolor. I just don't use it. It's not really my main interest, but I can watercolor, yeah. I've thought about doing watercolor tutorials and stuff like that. It's just not in the cards for me right now. But yeah, I can watercolor. I did ask if anybody had any interest in it. Also, just getting a little more of the dioxazine purple. Put it right in here with the mix I got. A little bit of the yellow. And I'll use a slight touch of white. All the white does is gray it out. Okay. In case you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. And like I say, I'm not using any medium. It's just water because I need the paint to dry. Hmm, I guess I'll put them right about here. Something like that. I can get it a touch darker. I'm just adding more purple to it. something like that. You should be able to see it somewhat. I'll just fill it all in right here. Now remember, no, I'm not using any glycerin, just water, because I want this to dry. Because I'm gonna put colors over this. But since I'm doing this, and I'm on the clock here, it has to dry a little faster for the effect that I want to use with it. So I'm just blocking in color. This is a very simple project to do. Nothing drastically difficult. And basically I'm just blocking it in. Getting a little more of the purple, dioxazine purple. And dip into the yellow, mix it in. There we go. These two colors are opposites on the they're opposites on the color wheel. They're complement to each other, so they'll gray each other out. Okay, which is why I'm using it. Lighten it up just a little bit, and I'll dip into my water. Whoops, this is a 1/2 inch flat I'm using also. Hello Maria, it's good to see you. Right now what I'm doing is this is 11 by 14 inch canvas paper, and it's just a series of grays right now that I'm doing. That's all. No more, no less. Just a series of grays. Get a little bit of water, kind of loosen up the paint just a little bit. No medium, even though I have the medium right here, it's just water I'm using. All I need to use really is just water for right now. Vary the line width going toward the bottom a little bit, have it thicken out like that. My main thing really is basically keeping the same shade of color. I'll have one go thick and come right off like this, just like that. Doesn't really matter at this point in time. Like I say, I want to do a little project that's a little simpler for people to do. So if, like I say, if you have any questions, whatnot, ask away. Doing it all pretty freehand. Maybe I'll have one kind of angled out like this. It's not like they'll all necessarily be seen, but it's okay. Something like that, that's fine. Clean off my brush here. Alright, let's put that to the side. Still maintain that same color. Guess I'll use the script liner here. I'll show it to you down here. I'll use this guy. Plenty of the water. I should have plenty of paint to do what I'm going to do next. The paint's got to be pretty loose here with the script liner. Alright. And we'll just add branches here and there. If I feel it's a little too light, I think some of these are. But it's okay. Thicken them up a little bit here and there. They might be a little too light. Might have to darken them a little bit here. Put a little purple in there. Mix it a little bit. I'll tease a little bit of yellow in there too. Touch of water. Okay, let's see what this does. Yeah, I like that. That's a little better. Play around with the mixture. Series of the letter Y's. Crisscross around. Thicker branches will appear to be a little closer. Alright. Get a little thicker there. I think I'm going to use a round brush. I'm going to use a thicker brush. Use this for the finer points a little bit later. I just need a thicker brush. Help move this along a little bit. This might do. We'll see. We shall see right about now. Yep, I like that. There we go. So just make a series of branches. Keep them going. As I'm doing this, you can pretty much paint right through your trees. Okay, don't worry about it because once it dries, it kind of melt into each other. Have them go in all different directions, give them different sizes, different widths, like so. Come off each other, have them curve. Your eye won't be able to track everything, so it'll look a lot more complicated than it is. Trust me. Hopefully my head is not in the way. Let me know if my head is in the way. I got a bad tendency to do that. So let me know if it does. And remember, for those of you who are coming in, I'm not using any medium. It's just regular water. Water and acrylic paint. Because I need the stuff to dry rather quickly. Alright? Which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Always thicker at the base, thinner as you go out. And the mixture I'm using for this brownish gray is Doxing purple and cad yellow. That's it, with a little bit of white. And the white will gray it out. The more white you use, the more it'll turn a little gray on you. But it's still a neutral color, as you'll soon find out. Okay. To add a little more interest, also, you can take your brush and you can twirl it around while you're making the twirl it around left or right. Gives you that random type of movement. Okay, little thick one right there, just like that. Dipping in a little bit of water because the paint on my little palette is getting a little thick, which is also fine. A little water to thin it up. Still keep its darkness, alright? Hello, Rosemary Weber. How are you? It's good to see you. I'm using, sticking that up. Let's give him a powerful one right here. Just like that. Have him come down. Come on. There you go. I'm just using water and acrylic paint today. So I'm gonna do a few things that I normally don't do for this, for my painting style anyway. The foggy look, all I did is wet the paper with water and use the same color mix that you see me doing the trees with. That's it. And I just did a series of X strokes and that are horizontal strokes, and then X strokes, and the water will blend all of that together, and they kind of melt into each other, and that's the foggy look that you're looking at. All right, no more and no less. That's it. It's that simple. This is a project, like I said earlier, that anybody can do this. Trust me, anybody can definitely do this. What I'm doing right now. Getting a little more purple, a little more yellow. I'll mix it in here. Okay. Get a little bit of white, titanium white. Put that in there, just like that. And turn, here's that gray again. The more white you use, the grayer it gets. If it's too light, I can darken it up by adding more of the purple. A little bit, little purple, not too much. And it just gives it a deeper gray. Dip it into a little bit of water. I'm using a liner brush or a script liner. And I'll lightly put in some nice little, it has to be a little darker than that. I'll just deepen it a little bit. Just like that. And I'm just mixing it in with the previous colors I had. Get a little bit of water. A little more water. This should do. We're about to find out. Yeah, this'll work. And I'm just flicking some tall grass here and there. Be very sparse with it. Look at it while you're doing it. Go in different directions with it. Trying to see if you guys can see it. I guess you guys can see it a little bit there, which is cool. This is all background stuff. Still needed to be seen though. And as it dries darker. It doesn't dry lighter. Okay, so if it appears to be a little light, give it a little time. It'll darken right up. Different sizes. Some a little higher than others. There's a method to my madness, to what I'm doing here. Okay, something like that. All right. Just gonna clean off the brush here. Okie dokie. Let's mix some more of this up. I'll use a palette knife this time. I'll put a little bit of yellow here, a little bit of the purple. Mix it together. It's faster for me to do it this way. Get a little more yellow. Put it in there. That's a nice color. I like that. I don't even know if I really want to darken or lighten this. I like the way this is looking, but of course I'm gonna lighten it just a tad because I still need to be on the grayish side, but I don't want it to be too light. I think what I have is fine though, for what I need anyway. That should be fine. What I'm looking at. All right. Like I say, extremely simple painting. Extremely simple. Watch this. Sponge. Okay. I'll put it down below. You should be able to see the detail. There we go. See that? You're going to have this work for you. Okay. All right. Technically, I should wet the sponge, but um, all intents and purposes, nah. All right, here we go. A few taps. Let's bring this in a little bit. We'll bring it up around in here. See if we can keep it in focus there. All right, and we'll add our little taps in there. Just tap a little bit here and there, just like so. Vary them here and there. Put some up around here, dangling around, just like that. I don't want to cover everything. Won't be necessary. Usually it's heavier toward the top anyway. And you let it dangle here and there. Maybe a couple down there a little bit. Usually thicker at the corners. All right. Just like so. Not much details needed. Put some up around in here. Just like that. All right. Now let's pull back and see what we got here. All right. See that? Just that fast. Okay. Got an air of mystery to it. Just cleaning off the sponge here. Make sure when you're done with your sponge, clean it off immediately. It saves you a whole lot of grief, trust me. All right. Okay. Let's put that right here. So I'm looking at it here. Okay, now I'm going to do something else that is totally against what I usually do. All right, but before I do that, let's make up another batch of gray. Okay, this is going to be, like I say, a series of glazes. This is something I will probably do before I would ever turn the camera on, but I might as well show you guys all of this right now. I'm putting some white and yellow together. Okay, and then I'll get a nice group of purple here, and we'll mix that right together. It'll gray red out. And it's cool that I'm able to show you guys what I'm doing here. Remember, purple and yellow are opposite on the color wheel, and this is what makes that gray. They cancel each other out. Adding the white just brings out the gray. Okay. I think I should be able to get away with that. We're about to find out in a few seconds here. Okie dokie now. I'll get a bigger brush. Let's try for the angle, I guess. Yeah, why not? I got an angled brush here. This is nothing special, nothing but an old painter's brush you get at the cheap bargain section at Walmart or something like that. It's kind of paintbrush you paint trim with. All right. Okay. And we'll add some pop in some grass there, here and there, just like very light. Okay, very light, so you can get some of the grass patterns there. If you're not too sure about it, use more of the side of the brush if you want. Up to you. I prefer not. I'll use the just tap it in a little bit. All I want is a little texture going on. And remember, I'm not using any medium, so it's just this is all paint. Okay. And if I want it a little darker, and I do, I'll just add some purple in there. Right into the gray mix that I got in here. and it's just gonna make it a little darker. No water or anything, it's just the natural paint. Alright, and I'll just give it a couple of nice taps around in here just to darken it up in here a little bit. Still basically one color. There's a reason for it. Okay, and I'll keep it just like that. Alright, alright, let's get rid of this. I'm not really a big fan of using black, but for this painting, I'll use it, and it'd be a great like painting project for you guys to try out. It's not terribly difficult. Alright. Okie dokie. Let's raise this camera up just a tad there. Alright. So you can see the different patterns and gradations and whatnot. And you can see the different, well, these trees, you got the little glow going through it and whatnot, and what have you. 'Cause it's still basically the same color. It's just tints and shades of the same color. Alright. Okie dokie. Let's move on to a color that I don't commonly use at all, and that is the color of black. Okay. Don't particularly use it much. It's just my little preference, and it's just acrylic black. That's it. Now, using such a dark color, you're not going to get color any darker than black. But using black will set this far back, and the black is going to come way up front. Okay. Okie dokie. So let's get that started. And the trees are going to be a little thicker here anyway. Okay. Oh, it doesn't really matter where I start. Actually, these guys are going to be a little thicker like this. They're a little nice size there. It's going to go right off the page just like that. Very little water, like zero. I can add a little water to this. I can. It's a little thicker here, down below. I'm going right off the tape here, so it don't really matter. There. I'll get a slight touch of water, loosen it up a little bit. And since I'm adding these trees to this, I don't have to add as many. Okay, get it thick here. Let's go up and fan it out a little bit. I'm not worried about some of the color coming through or whatnot, because I can just go back over that with black. Believe me, it covers it all. So I'm not worried about none of that. Because if it starts looking a little grayish, the black I'm talking about, I'll just cover it up when it dries a little bit. So that's no big deal. Or I just don't use any water at all. It all depends. We'll put one coming here. And I'll ease it up a little bit up top. Just like that. I don't necessarily need any more than that, actually. Those will be fine. I'm going to add the branches now. The branches coming off it obviously would be a little thicker, like this. Okay. And you curve it on out like that. Oh, let's put one a little higher, like that. And he's coming off the page anyway. These guys are a little larger. Let's put one here. He's coming right across and up and out. I had to broaden this guy because you don't want the initial branch to be thicker than the trunk of the tree. Like I say, if it starts getting a little grayish on you, you can just take it and darken it right up. It doesn't matter. Just like that. And if I run out of black, just get some more. That's no big deal either. There we go. Just like that. Have one of those guys come downward and across. Add a little body to that guy. There we go. He comes right off the tape. You see, it's not terribly difficult to do for these guys. Gonna narrow the edge a little bit. That I have him curve off here, and let's have one come this way. He comes downward. He branches across. He branches off this way. He goes up this way like that. Make him a little thicker, just like that. Thicker, and he comes thin. He just flops out of there. He goes this way, and don't really matter at this point. Let's have a nice thick one here coming down, curve like that. Okay, get that corner out of there. All right, something like that. Okay. Um, if I wanted to put a rock or something around there, I could, but won't be necessary. So we're going to rinse off this brush. Rinse off your brush pretty good. No questions yet? All right. I'm getting a little more black. I'll put it right here. That technically should be enough in theory. We'll see. We're going to get our trusty sponge again. This guy. All right. We're going to put some leaves on here. Maybe a slight touch of water on the sponge. Don't press so hard when you're using a sponge, okay? So, always a little thicker on the corners. All right. And you just turn the brush around here and there. Put some through the branches. Okay. Always a little darker up top and in the corners a little bit. Alright. Don't be scared. Just go for it. And you're going for the overall look. Okay. Leave some gaps in there for these guys. Okay. Put some down in there like that. Pop some in there like this. Keep it fairly dark. Pop in a couple danglers down there too. Just look at it. Just keep looking at it. Make sure you kind of got a good representation. To twirl your sponge around a little bit here and there. Okay. So very mysterious looking stuff going on there. Okay. Now, technically, you gotta wait for that to dry a little bit before I put the final piece in there. Just rinsing off the sponge. Alright. Just clean it right off. If you got any other water in there, just curl it up in a ball. Okay. Just get all the water out of there. Alright. Okay. Let's take the sponge just quite simply because I'm gonna just dip it into some titanium white. We'll tease a little bit of highlights in there. Okay. Just here and there. Just like that. And we'll pop some in there like this. Not necessarily everywhere, just little bits here and there. It'll make a little sense as we move along. I think that'd be cool. A little stronger there. Maybe something down there. No more than that. That's fine. Like I said, this little project very simple to do. We'll add a little highlights to the bark. Make some bark here. I don't think I'll need this. I'll put this over here. Okay. A lot of you guys are a little intimidated with the palette knife. All right. You don't necessarily have to be. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's use this gray here for the bark. We'll color in the bark using this. Okay. Why not? Okay. Up to you how you want to do your bark. Okay. I'll just outline the size here, and I'll just do a little, very lightly, just almost like you would do the mountain. The paper, because it has a tooth to it, it'll do the work for you. And basically, I'm just lightly just gliding it along. Whatever pattern you decide to use for it, you can curve it, go completely straight with it. It's really up to you. Just like that. See if I got any more this gray left. Not too much. Not too much, but that's okay. We'll work it out. Because if I run out, I'll just make some more. It's no big deal. Bring some around in here. Just like that. I'm gonna need to make a little bit more, so I'll get a little purple, a little bit left of yellow here, little piece of white, mix it up, a little more white, lighten it up a little bit. There we go. Got another batch of gray here. Then swipe across like that. And we'll tease a couple of them up top here if we can. Just way up here. Come on down a little bit. Bring it right across here a little. Get rid of it if it's too crazy looking, like that. Don't worry, just get rid of it. See, lightly go across them. All of this will make sense in a second or two. Just give me a little bit of patience. I didn't completely go off my rocker yet. I'll put a couple of swatches up in there. Like I say, I gotta wait for it to dry anyway. A lot of this, a lot of the majority of this paint is already dry, which is why I use water instead of the glycerin. If I tried to do this with glycerin, it would still be quite wet, and that would be just a headache. All right, overall, a headache. And right now, I'm not looking for that. Try to make it as painless as possible. There we go. Something like so. I like that. It's going to take a little bit to dry because it's thicker paint. Well, not really. I could just talk to you guys while it's drying. It's got to be totally dry, and it will be. But all right, that's what is. How you doing, D and Roxy? It's good to see you. So this is where we're at so far. All right. So basically, I just have to wait for it to dry a little bit. And that's all. So if anybody got any questions or anything, now's the time to ask. I'm gonna get a little bit of the white while I'm talking to you guys. If you guys got any questions, I'm gonna lighten up some of this gray. I'm using a fan brush. This this is one of a set of fan brushes that were actually given to me. They were mailed to me by people just like you, and I thank them for it. I'll add a little bit of grass here and there. Just little patterns of grass. Like little highlight spots in the grass somewhere. Just here and there. I'll have this one come on down like this. Just want little patterns to show. Like that. This'll dry away. Just like that. Just little touches here and there. Nothing really special. Okay. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Thank you. Like I say, I know this is still it's going to be a series of glazes. All right. It may look brown, but it's not. It's actually a shade of gray. I just use purple and yellow with a little bit of titanium white. That gives me the golden glow you're looking here and that type of brownish gray. All right. And the trees and what little bit of you can barely see them, but they're in there. Of all of it's gray. Okay. So basically, I just have to wait for all of this to dry. So, if you guys got questions, you can hammer away. Because I really can't do anything until it's totally dry. So, and why, if you're asking, if you, oh, I won't cover it all. I can't cover it all anyway. I'm all done as far as that's concerned. Right now, I'm going to see if I got a light enough gray to create highlights on them. I need a little more titanium white just to highlight one side of the trees. I don't necessarily have to do it, but it's just a time waster. There we go. And when you do highlights, you don't have to add so much. You don't have to be as heavy-handed, I should say. Yeah, you just pick a side you want, and you just add it in there. And there you go. Lightly, just like you would do a mountain, you get instant bark. And basically, what it's doing is the paint is lifting off from the previous paint that I put on there, because it's an automatically raised surface. Okay. So as I'm doing this, and you're looking at me do it, that's all it's doing is coming right off the raised surface a little bit. So it makes the highlights kind of natural looking, and you're able to kind of discern the branches, the trunks a little better. So basically, it's just me playing around here, and plus it allows me to put branches in front of the other, all that good stuff. Sometimes it just takes a touch. There we go. Bring that around here. Scrape that off. Don't need too much going through there. You hear me clearing my throat a lot. I have post nasal drip. Now I wasn't hacking or anything at all before the tape comes on. But if I know I'm gonna talk a lot, it always happens. Okay, there. Now you see it's like the sunlight's hitting on certain parts of the branches and all that good stuff. Um, and you see the trees are there. You can see the trees and grass in the background, a little foreground grass. This is dry already. This stuff. I got to wait for this stuff, other stuff to dry because it's purely acrylic paint. No medium or no water added to the all of this. The glazing is gonna come afterward. All right. Oh yeah, sure. And plus, it's thick paint, so it's also got automatic texture to this also. So while it's drying, does anybody have any questions? Because I really can't do anything, and I'm not going to um, at this point in time. All right, but wait till you see what I'm going to do afterward. Hey, how are you doing? That's my cousin from Buffalo. She pops in from time to time and say hello. Well, while I'm waiting for it, well, no, I won't do that. So if anybody got any questions or anything, because right now there's gonna be a lot of dead air time right now. Let's see if this light will. Nah. Okay, you guys can see it pretty good. All right. Oh, the certification is me. Um, there's an artist up here. His name is Wilson Bigford, and he has his own class, certified instructor teaching his style of painting, and I decided I wanted a certification in it, and I took his class for it, and so that's what that was. It was certification class, and I believe that was one of the last painting of the day, I believe, to get your certification, using all the principles and stuff that he has taught during the class. It's about a week long, and it's great, awesome class. Have a lot of fun, laugh, and everything. And yes, you do take a test. Yes, you do. So, oh, when it rains, then the deer come out, huh? They're probably looking at you guys all day. You just don't see them. They just lay down and stare at the house. Well, thanks, Sharon. I was happy as a clam, as a matter of fact, when I got my certification. Some of the thicker paint still has to dry. Some of the thinner layers are already dry. The thicker layers, you'll see that they're wet because there still has a shine to them because acrylic paint dries flat and dull. All right. Oil paint is a lot more vibrant, hands down. It's, and it stays vibrant forever. If some of you also, when I'm sitting here, I have a PayPal button on my banner. If you're looking at this from a computer, you should be able to see it. You'll have a little difficulty looking at it from the phone. For some reason, it doesn't seem to show up on the phone, but it's on the left hand side, depending on the orientation you have on your phone. But it's on the lower right hand corner. And if you want to um, send 50 cents or 50 bucks, it's up to you, whatever you can afford. It'll help me get more paint, more canvas paper, and this is easier for me to do these on a regular basis. And also, I'll be doing my lives and my pre-recorded stuff on YouTube. So every Monday is a pre-recorded one, which I have to do one, as a matter of fact. And yeah, my lives will just be here, usually on the Wednesdays about this time, 7 o'clock. Unless notified, you can just check on my Facebook page, and I'll let you know if I have to cancel out or it goes on as scheduled. I'm located in Utica, New York. We're in the middle of the state, about 3.5 hours from Buffalo, and about 4 hours away from New York City. So we're in the center. We're 50 miles east of Syracuse, southeast of Syracuse. We got a lot of that here too. Occasionally, the deer come into the city. We've even had black bear. Man, if we had an elk run around here in Utica, they'd have a heart attack. We have had a moose come through here. Um, it was a large female. She went to the apple orchard and had a smorgasbord. They got her out of here, sent her back up north, and then she came back down again with her kid. So the kid and the adult were eating in the apple orchard. Then they got spooked and went to a neighborhood school and trapped themselves in a fence in the kids' play yard actually. And then they had to come and track them both and send them even further away. They haven't been back since. All right, Yolanda. As a matter of fact, after this taping, after this video, I gotta do a commission that's been long overdue. You would love to see a moose. Trust me, you would rather see one of them inside the safety of your house. They're immense. Hello, Azur. How are you? We're almost there. We're almost there. Some of these are still a little wet. This is a little wet still, but it adds texture to the painting. Yeah, it is. It's exciting. Mine has to be a portrait, so it takes a little time. I usually don't film those. I believe I filmed. I did Christopher Lee as Count Dracula. I think I filmed that as a tutorial on Facebook some time ago. I believe I did. Either there or on here. I don't remember what place. So we're doing pretty good time because it's only been 30 minutes. Now, if I would have done this already, it would have been a complete waste of time because all I had to do was just color it in. So it's good that I show the process of how it's done. Because it's not terribly difficult. Everybody in his room can do what I just did. I used three brushes. The half-inch flat. I got a 1-inch flat and a script liner. If you look on my Facebook wall, you'll see a bunch of the portraits I've done. I've put them all on one sheet, and they're on my wall. They're there. With portraits, it's a different line of thinking. Putting together the face, it deals a lot with light and shade, and a whole lot of circles, the roundness of the face and such, cheekbones, the chin, the forehead, things like that. And you really have to get the eyes done right. Grayscale painting. So it's facebook.com grayscale painting. If someone's a little tech savvy, they can just, I believe you can just post the link right on Facebook here. I don't have either of my cell phones with me. I could have just sent you the link and put it on there. Oh no, an hour went by. Okay. Still not too bad. I guess you found me because I just seen a notification on my tablet. I have two screens here. I got the tablet up above where I can um, see what you guys are saying. Then I have the other one right here. Um, that it pops up the what you're typing, but it only stays for a few seconds. Um, but YouTube is kind of funny. It doesn't stay unless I got to program it to do so, and I haven't yet. But I'll get along. I'll get around to it. I promise. Eventually. Eventually. Okay. While this is drying, I'm gonna mix my green if I can find it. The particular green I'm looking for, actually, and it looks like it's hiding on me, and that's fine because if it comes down to it, I'll just mix the green. I got phthalo. I'm looking for my sap green. This must be it. Here we go. Very good. Sap green's a deeper green, and I want sap green. And what I'm going to do actually is glaze the sap green on. So I will be going into my medium. Won't be using water. That's why I have to wait till this to fully dry. This is still wet. That's still wet. That's still wet. And this is getting there. It takes a little time. Also, I usually use masking tape to tape all of this, and I just used Scotch tape. Scotch tape, it keeps a sharper edge. I like crisp borders. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It shouldn't technically be too bad when I peel the tape off. Technically, but if I feel this is taking too long, I'll just scrape some of this off. But we're getting there. Because if I use the green or I try to glaze it, it's just gonna smear, and we don't want that. So let's switch this. Bring this here. Let's put the water over here. Actually, what I'm gonna do, because I really want to get done with this now. Don't want to keep you guys waiting. Oh, okay. It is dry. Well, at least that part. There we go. Get rid of some of that. I'm just blotting it. Because like I said, I really don't want none of this stuff to smear. That's not too bad. And that's dry. Alright, cool. Alright, let's have fun. Let us have a little fun. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm dipping into this, it's glycerin and shampoo mix here. Alright. Technically, I should use a softer brush, but this will be alright. And what I'm going to do is lightly glaze over the whole. I'm going to glaze over this whole schmeal here. Now I don't need much glaze. Trust me. All I use is just one application of this. Okay, and I'm gonna cover the whole thing with it, just like this. Even if I have to take some of the thicker stuff from down here and move it up here, I can do that. All it takes is a very thin coat. Trust me. Believe me. Trust me. It goes a long way. Um, if I feel I have too much on, I can wipe it off. To tell you the truth. Okay. But as you can see, acrylic paint with water dries incredibly fast. Okay. So the tricky thing with glycerin is that when it gets in contact with air, okay, it gets more lucid. You follow me? So I really don't want too much of this mess on here because it'll start to run. And like I said, you really don't want that in your life. 50-50 usually until you come up with you'll come up with I'm trying to say you'll come up with a ratio that suits you. Okay. Sap green, that's all. Sap green. All sap green. No more, no less. Just sap green. Sap green over the whole thing. And I'm only using the tiniest bit of sap green, to be honest with you. But check this out. Look at that. Cool, right? I think so. And this is the glaze. The medium is on the paper already, so just a thin layer of acrylic paint over all of this, and basically that's it. Very thin layer. And then the layer will tack up and dry a little bit. And if you want it a little darker, then guess what? You put more on. Okay. Just like that. I can actually go a little stronger on the top where it's pretty dark at there. Adds a little more mysteriousness to it. All that good stuff. And plus, I want to use up the green. X strokes. And then lightly go across. Now, with the glaze acid, like I say, it's watery. All right. If you put too much on, you'll start to see it run. Okay. Um, but it dries eventually. It takes longer for it to dry. But like I say, if I put too much on, you'll see it start to kind of bleed a little bit. And that's fine. You just wipe it away. All right. So, and I don't think you guys can see it, but there's also a reflection when it's wet. And as you can see, the light is hitting off of it. So, watch there. Well, it's not showing on that one. Maybe it's showing on this one. No, it's showing on the light up above. Let's see. Yep, it's the light up above. If I shut the light off above it, all of that bright you see, it's coming from the light up here. So I got all the lights on. But cameras love light, and that's how you guys can see it as well as you do. But it looks like I've done fairly well with it. It's not bleeding, it's not running or anything like that. So it seems like it's doing fairly well. Not too bad. But anyway, that is just one color. That's just the sap green actually. Okay, I can even bring it darker if I want. I can add a little purple to it or deeper green. Add a little sienna to the green. Anything I really want to deepen the color. Or I can just add more green to this part and, and even deepen the trees with the green, and it would stand out. But if I have the foreground darker, it would appear to glow in between all of this. So you can be very subjective to really to what you want subdued and what you want to really pop out. Okay, but like I say, it's remarkably very simple painting to do. If I wanted to put a bush or a branch or whatever in front of all of this, that would set it would set the trees back. All right, but this is just me only glazing one color. Okay, I can put other stuff like in front of this, which would set the trees back, which would set the background back even further. Okay, and that's not too terribly difficult to do. Let's see here. I don't have any yellow. Let's do something. I'm showing you anyway, and why not? I already put the green there, so it don't matter. I'll put a little black here, a little more black. All right. Let's get this guy back again. Just an example. I'll just use the black. Why not? It's all right. It's okay. All right. Oh, maybe something right there. Something like that. And we'll darken it up in here a little bit. Maybe, maybe in front of this guy. So we'll make it really dark. It's up in front here, just like that. Yeah. So he's in front of this guy, in front of him too. Why not? Really make it dark down here though. Okay. And we'll have him come in the front, so it's all right. Much like that. Definitely dark down here. Give a little opening in here. All right. So let's raise this camera up a little bit like that. We'll bring it in just a wee bit. This is our focus right now, anyway. So we'll put it right about there. Okay, so that's enough of that, right? All right. Oh, bear with me for 1 second. Just cleaning off this sponge. Oh, it's not difficult to really transform your painting because now you have depth and you got something bigger in the foreground than just three big trees. All right. So now, like I said, it sets everything back. Follow me. All right. Um. Hmm. Let's do this. Yellow and black makes green. Believe it or not. Watch this. I'll put a little yellow in here, like that, right on top of the black. All right. Okie dokie. Watch this. Yellow and black makes. Guess what? You see that? See that? Green. Yellow and black does make green. I know. Strange, but it is what it is. Pop in some little highlights there, here and there. Right up around here with this guy. Like that. A couple of them down in here. Like so. I don't think I got enough white, so we'll use this gray. Gray's a neutral color. It accepts everybody. Pounce it a little bit and we'll pop in a couple little bright spots in there, here and there. Just like that. I'm turning the brush around and having a little fun with this. Okay. Don't want to get rid of all of your darks. Don't do that. Just like that. Sorry, my hand got in the way and it blurred on you. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Okay, that's good enough. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Okay. Rinsing off the sponge one more time. All right. All right. Okay. Let's do something else. Why not? I went this far with it. Let's take a little bit of cad red. We'll put some different colors in there. A little dot of cad red to do. Okay, let's have a little fun. Uh, let's get a totally ratty brush of some sort. I'll take a disgustingly beat down brush like this giant round I have. I'm just soaking it in water, loosening up the bristles. Let me dry it off a little here. I got a beater rack just in back of me here. Okay, nothing but red. I don't have to believe I don't have to add really anything to it at all. All right, we'll pop some little red things in there like that, just like that. Kind of pop a couple dark ones in there like that. I'm just turning the brush around. I'll put some here on the edge. Just tap away a little bit. Put some down below in here. A couple of right here. A little bit trailing around. Put some here. Just like that. Up around in there like this. Nice colors in there somewhere. Put a couple in there like that. Look at that. Huh? Alright. And we're gonna there. See how it wakes that up painting up a little bit? Pretty neat, right? Let's draw back in a little bit. Alright. Just like so. No problem. We're at the end of this anyway. Appreciate you coming, Sharon. Basically, the last part of this is me putting my name on it. So, technically, the majority of this painting was literally waiting for paint to dry. Alright, let's get the script liner. I don't believe I have any white left, so let's, where's my white paint? I'll just sign my name on it. We'll call it a night. Very short tutorial. It's very simple to do. Oh, throw a name in it right around in here. Let me see something here. The 31st. All right. So 7. There. There we go. All right. Let's take off the. We can shut this down. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Well, let's see if the tape actually held. If it didn't, this whole painting is going to fall on the floor. Always a bravery test when it comes to this. Like I say, I like an extremely sharp border. The clear tape does it magnificently. It's a pull lift method, so if the tape is a little bit loose on the board itself, it won't totally fly off on me. But I have been recorded and it fell flat on my lap or on the floor, face down. It's happened. I didn't delete the video. There somewhere. All right, well, there you go. There you have it. All right, there. I'll center it for you. But there she be. It looks a lot more involved than it really actually is. Okay, basically, um, the colors were cad red and dioxazine purple. Mix it together, put some white in it. It turns it a very grayish color. All right. Um, I did the trees and the leaves in that gray in the field back here. Uh, then black for the trees up in front with the leaves and was with a sponge, and just highlighted it with titanium white. And the bark I did with a mixture of the what I had left of the gray. Okay. Um, but everything has been tinted in sap green, and I just use red for little red flowers or whatnot, and then black, and that is it. Um, that's all she wrote. All right, and thank you, Rosemary and Pam and Sharon. I know there's a few others that tapped in here. Thank you also. Some said hey, some didn't, but that's all good. Once again, there is a PayPal link on the lower right hand side if you want to donate a little something. Up to you. But thank you for uh, checking this out tonight. Very short video. Like I said, the painting, I would love to see other people's renditions of it. It would be great to check out. Um, would love to see it. And if you do, post it right on my Facebook page. I haven't thought of a name for this. I'll think of something, but I'll take a good picture of it and I'll post it tonight. All right. So with all of that said, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it, and I hope to hear from you and see you soon. All right. Okay. Peace.